Hi, I'm Lisa, a practicing liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience in helping people find guidance through the cards. On this channel I talk about all sorts of witchy, spooky and mystical things that interest me and I hope will interest you too. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. This is a very special video because I have a new tarot deck. Now, I know what you're all thinking, Lisa, you've got like 80 odd decks at this point. Why do you need more? Well, I don't. And I did say I wasn't going to buy many more decks. I'm not saying any, but many more decks. I'm trying to cut back a little bit because it just seems ridiculous, especially because if you are with me every Tuesday and Sunday on my live streams, which is 7 p.m. UK time, I've got to get the plug in, 7 p.m. UK time, you will know just how much I adore the Fifth Spirit Tarot deck, right? It came out about 6 months ago. I am going to do a deep dive video on this deck. So if you want to stay there, make sure that you ding your bell and stay tuned because I will be releasing that soon. So I'm not in the market to buy another tarot deck at the moment, right? Really not. But I was in B&M recently and we'd gone in for some bin bags, one of those long-handled, sweepy-uppy dustpan and brush things, and I'll put a picture on screen. This is what I saw. So yeah, a palmistry deck, which is just ridiculous, a fortune telling deck, and a tarot deck. So of course I had to buy the tarot deck. Now it's only £3, right? But unbeknownst to me, I didn't know anything about this. I didn't even open them or anything, and I had a look on Sunday and went, oh, and then realized there wasn't even a little white book. So I thought, do you know what? There's not, is there? It's not hiding under there. Nope. So I thought, do you know what? Let's have a look, right? Let's go through it and see what this little tarot deck, a budget tarot deck, is going to be like. It looks like some quite simplistic pictures just from what I can see there. I've got the card cam. So we'll bring the card cam in. I thought, let's just have a look. Let's just see if I would recommend these. Maybe you're learning, or maybe you've got an interest in tarot, but you don't want to spend 30 quid on a deck or 20 quid on a deck because they're a lot of money. This might be an option. This might be, I mean, this could be wonderful. The fact it hasn't got an instruction booklet is a little bit worrying, but it could be wonderful if you know your tarot. So, but again, if you know your tarot, why would you buy a £3 deck? But anyway, let's have a look. So let's bring in the card cam. So this is what the deck looks like. Okay, you can see it's got quite a, looks quite basic, but I do quite like the colors. So I'm hopeful. Right, let's take the little sealy thing off. Oh God. Okay. Oh, that was a bit tough. So there isn't even a, oh hang on, yes there is. Look, I was wondering, oh wow, these are not in the right order and nor are they numbered and they're very thin. Right, okay. Oh wow, right, okay, let's have a look. So we have, why aren't they numbered? That's what I don't know. Do they just all say tarot cards on the back? Yes they do. Right, okay. Okay, right, so not only are the cards not numbered, so that's going to be interesting, but these are our instructions, 2 single pages. Well, that's it for the instructions. Right, that's good. So then let's see if we can put them in order. I mean, first of all, B&M, if you're watching, this is ridiculous. I have never ever bought a tarot deck brand new that is in this sort of non-order. That is bonkers. Secondly, let's have a look and see if we've actually got all of the cards, because I'm not convinced that we do. Let's go through and then we'll see. Right, so we've got the Fool. I get where they're going with this, right? The iconography, look, if you see, if I play these, right, you can see the standard iconography. So the Fool. So we've got the Fool, right? So you've got the hint. If you know what the Fool is, you've got the hint. So yeah, the Jester's hat, the mountaintop, it's kind of there. The Magician, a wand, a rabbit in a hat. It kind of gets the thing, but this is a bit more of a magician, as in a stage magician rather than the tarot magician, because this is what the tarot magician generally looks like. It's a practitioner holding up a wand to the heaven, as above, so below. They've got all the tools. There aren't the other tools of the deck here, not even like hinted at, but okay. Then we've got the High Priestess. So we've got the two towers, the moon symbol, and I think that's supposed to be a pomegranate, which is interesting because that's normally with the Empress. So that's the standard High Priestess. Again, it's cartoon version, but we've got the light and the dark. But again, they're normally the other way around. Normally the dark one's on the left and the light one's on the right. But okay, okay. Then the Empress. So we've got the sign for femininity, and they've gone with the crown. And I guess these leaves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there should be 12 stars. We've got 7. The leaves kind of look a little bit like wheat-ish, maybe, but there's no sign of anything else. I mean, you've got the feminine sign, so I guess you'd get that. Now, I don't think, unless it's stuck there, no, I don't think there is an Emperor card. So we're missing a card. Yeah, we're missing the Emperor. Okay, so we haven't got a complete deck. But anyway, so there should be an Emperor card, which is this. But we haven't got that. So instead, we go straight to the Hierophant, which is this. So normally, you can see there's that regal element. We've got the keys, which represent knowledge. We've got the Hierophant, or the High Pope, the Pope's staff. And you've got his sort of, I don't know whether this is supposed to represent the crown or the throne, but okay. Again, though, it's a word that you wouldn't normally, I mean, there's not even single word descriptors on these. The Lovers, I mean, that's a nice Lovers card. That's a nice Lovers card. There's lots of hearts. Kind of get straight to the point. Again, it's not really the sort of standard depiction, which normally you do see a couple. But we haven't got that here. But, you know, I don't mind this as a basic redesign. I quite like that. I do like it. Why are there so many hearts? It is a polyamorous relationship, you know. It's gender neutral, so we're getting some bonus points here. The Chariot. Wow. How is that what they've used for the Chariot? So that is the Sphinx's head. Now, the Chariot is normally pulled by 2 sphinxes, sometimes horses. On this depiction, you can't see it, but they're normally pulled by 2 sphinxes. So we've got that sort of head, and you've got these wings, but then you've got the curtains. Now, again, if I show you that again, you can normally see on the curtains represent the actual chariot itself. It's like a covered chariot. It's like a victor's chariot. So interesting that they went without. I mean, I would have expected maybe a horse or even just a carriage, something. But okay, I kind of get where you're going with it. Strength, we've got the lion, but we don't have the person. Oh, why? The infinity sign, I get, but normally we've got the maiden who's in the mouth of the lion pulling the tooth or pulling the thorn out of the paw. But I get it. It's, you know, if you know what to look for in a tarot deck, you know that means strength. The Hermit, now that's quite good. I like the lantern for the Hermit because, again, quite often you see this depiction of an old person in a cave or mountaintop or something, or in the woods with that lantern. And the lantern quite often is depicted as is the search for knowledge and wisdom. So that's interesting. Wheel of Fortune, standard. I mean, yep, I wouldn't expect anything else from this deck. Quite often you see the 4 symbols, the cherubs or something around the wheel, but that's okay. Justice, okay. Scales of Justice, really simple. The 2 swords, sort of fairly simple. I mean, again, that's sort of what we're normally dealing with, but I get it. You know, for a simplistic version, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. The Hanged Man, why is he hanging from his hand? Okay. Right, that's a little bit weird because the standard depiction of the hangman or the hanged one is hanging from the foot. So I would have assumed a foot to be there. I like the fact that you've got this radiating thing because quite often the hangman is depicted, or the hanged one is depicted as having this radiance around their head, which is wisdom and knowledge. So I kind of like that. I mean, that's okay. Death I like the scythe. Maybe we could have had a skull, but the scythe is okay. Again, it's that standard depiction of death, so you know, I don't mind the scythe. Temperance, okay. Mixing the two vessels and the angelic wings, again, I get that reference, that kind of works. Standard temperance is quite, yeah, it's quite on track for that, so that's not too bad. The devil, oh, I like that. I like that. It looks almost like a cheap Poundland devil Halloween costume, doesn't it? You've got the tail, some little wings and some horns. I like that though. You know, the standard depiction of the devil, I do quite like. Again, it means materialism, so you could have gone with the meaning, but you know, whatever. The tower, interesting. The tower's not on fire or in any way, shape or form threatened. It should be. That's the whole point of the tower. If it was supposed to be depicted as this strong sort of building, then it wouldn't. It's supposed to be in ruins. It's like they've completely taken the wrong idea. Okay. If you don't know anything about tarot and you've looked at this and you've looked at this card, you might be thinking this is strength, strong, you know, built on a strong foundation. No, not at all. Right, okay, that's funny. The star, yeah, quite standard. I don't know what the hand's doing there. We could have just had the one big star. That might have looked nicer. But, you know, the star's quite lots of ways of depicting stars, but, you know, that's okay. The moon, I mean... it doesn't even say who designed this deck. I imagine that this was that they were getting a bit short for time and the designer just said to their 12-year-old, can you quickly draw me a moon? And they were like, yes, daddy, yes, mummy, I'll draw you a moon. I mean, you know, it's fine, it's fine, but it just I the edges of it just looks wonky. But you know, I quite like the sun. Standard. You can't really go wrong with the sun, except why? Look, at least supposed to be eyebrows or eyelashes. Why does it look like? Look, the sun's got his eyes closed. Look. Right, eyes closed, eyes open. That sun there. Look, that's winking at you there. Look, hi, pinky face. Okay, I mean, it's fine for what it is. It's fine. Standard depiction of the sun, but you know, it's what it is, isn't it? Judgment, okay. Angelic clouds, the trumpet. I get that. Yep, I can see that. So the judgment card is about, you know, Judgment Day being called. And finally, the world. I like this as well. It reminds me of that. Got the whole world in his hands. He's got. That's quite, you know, it's quite similar. Again, the standard depiction, interestingly, on both of these, we don't have the standard depiction, which is a maiden in the world. I mean, I've actually got, I use this as a bookmark because I thought I bought a deck of these, which is the what's it called, the Lightseers deck, and I thought that these were like a genuine deck. I got it secondhand. Turns out they were a mini deck, but actually look, the mini deck, oh my god, it's actually virtually the same size. But that's more typical of the depiction of the world. Normally they're naked in the center, but I guess that does make sense. So, you know, it's not the worst I've ever seen, I've got to say. It's not brilliant. It's a bit annoying that we don't have an Emperor card, but maybe it will turn up. Let's go through these then. So we'll have a look quite quickly. Ace of Cups, yes, new beginning, new start, one cup, overflowing, that's fine. The Two of Cups, romance, I like that. That's a nice depiction. That's cool, I like that. Three of Cups, bringing in community, yep, I like that. The Four of Cups, kind of fairly standard. Stability, I would have preferred it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, just because of the way the fours work. The Five, a time of change. 3 spilt, 2 upright, that's standard. Yeah. The Six of Cups, more community, more people, family, all of that, enlightenment, celebration, all of that, good. The 7 with the gifts, yeah, I like that. The 8, yep, standard pattern. Maybe I would have preferred these moves slightly in a gap in the middle, because it does talk about the journey to the 9, but I like that. There is the 9, yep, completing the set. And there is the complete set, the 10, with a fish jumping out. Okay, rainbow, yeah. I mean, these I don't mind. For it's kind of a cross between a, it's not, well, it's not a pip deck, is it? But it's not fully detailed, but it's as detailed as the rest. The page, okay, I guess with the hat makes you a page. The knight with the chess piece, okay. The queen, yeah, with the queen's crown. This almost looks like hair as well, didn't it? For a second I thought this was a face. And then the king just being with the throne. Okay, I like that. That's okay. The cups is actually, that's better than the majors so far. Let's have a look at the swords. So we've got the ace of swords, the 2 of swords. Yeah, that's quite a good depiction. Cross swords, cross words. Oh, the 3, a very standard 3. I like. Tears, heartbreak. I like that, actually. I like this, actually. That's a nice depiction of the 3. I like that. The 4, yeah, again, for me, it doesn't really talk about stability or anything like that, but okay. The 5, battle, upheaval, change. Yep, like. The 6 of swords, a boat being pierced. Yes, I know exactly where they're going with that. The 7, okay. Okay. The 8 of swords, again. Battle plan. I mean, yes. The 9, more upset. Look, yes, this is, I mean, you could have taken away that and it would have been the sort of sleepless night element. You could have depicted a moon here. But yeah, okay. 10 of swords, yeah. The skull and crossbones overflowing, lots and lots and lots. Page, I guess these hats are representing the page, so yeah, that's fine. The emperor, we did have an emperor card. Okay. Okay, that's supposed to be the emperor's beard. So then let's back up and I'll show you the standard emperor. Yay. There we go. Look, so we've got the throne, we've got the scepter, we've got the crown, and we've got the beard. So actually that's not, I don't mind that. Okay, let's have a look then. Let's have a look then, put that back in position. The Knight of Swords, again, I like the horse, the chess piece design. The Queen's going to just be, again, quite a standard depiction of the Queen, and the King's with the crown on the throne. Okay, okay. Do you know what? I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this at all. I think the depiction on the majors was actually a lot more off kilter than the depiction so far on the minors. The ace is all right. Yeah, that's fine. That's actually quite a nice depiction as well. The 2, yes, we've got the infinity sign. We've got the 2 pentacles. That's the standard. The 3 of pentacles, we've got, perhaps this is representing a church or a building, which you quite often see about building, bringing new people in, building a business, a home, all of that. So that's interesting. The 4, okay. Again, I like the depictions. I like the fact they're all very similar with the 3 and the 1 on top. But again, for me, I just wish it was in the corners. But you know, that's a little nitpicky. But I do like. So far, we're doing okay. The 5, interesting that we've got outdoor of a church door. And quite often the 5 is depicting being outside and begging and falling on hard times and taking on charity. So yes, I get it. If you know the deck, you'll get this. If you don't know the deck, you might struggle. The 6, balance of scales. Yes, payments, bringing in more people, handing it, making donations, community, all of that. Yep, get that. The 7, growth. We're not done growing yet. Growing towards the 8s and the 9s and the 10s. Yep, okay. I get that. I like that. Materialism, the symbol for earth, I get. The 8 of Pentacles, more work to do, candle burning at both ends, all of that depiction. Again, no problem with the minors so far. The 9, okay. Looks very happy. Lots of lovely work being done. The sun is rising, or maybe the sun is setting, but for me, it feels like a dawn. So that's, again, that's quite cool. And then the 10 is okay. Yes, I mean, quite often on the Rider Waite you see it depicted over a doorway. Okay, I guess the page. So interesting that the page now has a beard. It looks almost like a pair of bikini bottoms, doesn't it? Look, do you see what I mean? Or a pair of briefs. The The Knight of Pentacles, okay, again, standard design. I quite like that. The Queen, again, bringing in the earth element, I quite like. And then we've got a slightly different king with the earth element coming in as well. And the castles, that sort of materialism, that grounding, a good mixture of the two. Do you know what? Actually, it's not bad. Let's go through wands though. So we've got the wand, we've got the fire. That's cool. The ace is cool. I like. The two of wands, fairly standard, with the world between on a mountaintop. I do like that. The three of wands, yeah, this time they're depicted as arrows. Again, I've seen that before. The four of wands. Now, this is more like I was talking about, with this hint of stability and grounding and security. I like that. That's a nice four of wands. Okay. The five, yeah. Is this an argument? Is this people battling? Is this people getting ready? Again, this sort of pattern is quite similar to, I think it's the Tarot de Marseille pips are kind of in this sort of pattern. I think it's that one. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's one of the pip deck designs. So I like the fact they're sort of taking little bits from different sort of standard images. The six, yeah, okay. Again, for this deck, that's fine. The seven, oh, very similar to the three, wasn't it? Oh, I'm not sure. Again, defensive position, so okay, I don't mind that. The eight of wands, this is so similar to the standard right away. That's absolutely fine. So I often see this as the wands have been chucked out of a window, then you've got to run downstairs and pick them up. So it's that time of change and upheaval. But yeah, I do quite like the nine of wands. This time we've got them, some of them are on fire as torches. Again, don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. The 10, a bit basic, but again, we've got that weird sun again, look, with the closed eyes and the open eyes. But, you know, it's fine. It's fine. The page, a hat and a pair of bikini bottoms. But, you know, it's fine. It is what it is. Again, I would prefer that to be on fire, but, you know, hey-ho. The Knight of Wands, yeah. The Queen of Wands, ooh, the Queen of Thorns. That's an interesting take. I don't mind it. And then the King of Wands, fairly standard. So, shall we have, now I've got them all organized, shall we do a quick little shuffle and a reading? Right, first of all, cardstock. Let's show you the cardstock itself. It's, I mean, it's, you know, it's the sort of thing that labels are printed on, that are on your dresses, where it says size, you know, your wash and the price. You know what I mean? It's that sort of thick card. So it's not very thick at all, but it is very, very thin. But again, it's a £3 deck. So we do have to remember that. Again, I wish the design didn't have the word tarot cards on. I wish it had just been a reversible design. But I guess this deck is not designed for you to do reversals or anything like that. It's not a complicated deck. This, I can imagine this will be a deck for people to go, oh, I've got a deck of of tarot cards. You know, come over to my house. I'll do you a reading with them. And then imagine everybody on their phones on Google. What does that mean? What does that mean? Which will get complicated, especially if you get a card that says, as you can see, or a description that says, as you can see from the, I don't know, from the Empress's, you know, background, this is depiction of abundance, or this is a depiction of, you know, family and nurturing and community and Earth Mother Goddess and all of that. And you've just got this very basic image. There's no way to do a riffle shuffle with these, obviously. But I mean, I'm not that I'm the world's best at riffle shuffling. I'm almost the world's worst at riffle shuffling. But let's give it a quick little go. See, it takes me a long time because my hands don't work. I've got to do all this faffing around with getting them all in the right position. See, and then I want to go and just push them together, but because there's no reversals, I'll just shove them like that. I mean, that wasn't a bad, was it? That wasn't a bad riffle shuffle. You can see though, look at the bends and folds. Right. So, okay, come on then. Wispy, let's bring you in. Now, if you haven't seen me do a live reading on the YouTube lives, where have you been? But this is what we normally do. Wispy is my air elemental. So we always ring the bell to cleanse the energy around the reading. So then Wispy, we've got a brand new deck, and it's a very basic deck, as you can see, my friends. But what I would like to do is a 3-card reading. I tell you what, we'll do a 3-card reading for the thing that I've gone to the doctors for today. Okay, so this is going to be a genuine reading. I had to go to the hospital today to a specific department, to the dermatology. So then, Wispy, we want to see. Oh, look, he's already thrown a card. So we've got the Fool, a new journey. Right, I can take that because this was the first appointment. I've been waiting a long time for this appointment. So that's good. A new beginning, a new journey, starting on a new path of discovery. Yes, absolutely. 100% I can take that. Would you get that from this card? Probably not. Let's do the cuts. There we go. Do the drop. Oh, a low drop. That's not a problem. Right then, 3 cards, Wispy. Here we go. The situation, the magician. Okay. Now, I just cut the deck, didn't I? You saw me cut the deck. Interesting. Right. So the magician in the situation. So it means that I have a bit of an ability to change the situation. Do I? I don't think I really do. I mean, I kind of do. I could change the situation in my way. I basically, I might have to buy some medication that they won't prescribe, but it's a lifelong medication, so it would be a lifelong expense. So maybe it's my decision to make. Maybe that's what the magician is saying. The tools are available if I want to go down that road. Maybe the obstacle. Let's see. The world. Okay, right. Whisper, you're giving me all majors. This is interesting. So the world is my obstacle. So is this too much choice? Too much of a new, not new, but too much of a, I guess too much information, too many options. Stop Googling your symptoms, Lisa, this could be saying, as an obstacle. Okay, maybe I don't want to step through and face that sort of version of reality, or maybe, I don't know. I have to think on that one. And then how to overcome that obstacle. The King of Cups. Okay. With love and compassion. And maybe with Rufus's help. Because it's something I would, if I start this medication, I would need to remember to do it every day. So that might mean Rufus helping me. But okay. I can actually, do you know what? I can probably take that reading. And with this deck, it is very simplistic, but I can read from it. You know what I mean? I mean, I've been reading for 28 years, so I can read from most decks because I'm reading what I know the card to mean rather than what these cards are depicting. But overall, okay, I think I can take that. I think, like, certainly with Wispy, Wispy gives me cards that are absolutely, like, blunt and in your face. It's like your best friend doing a reading. So I can take that. I'm going to have a little think about what the world as an obstacle would mean for me, particularly in this instance. But overall, okay, I don't mind. Let's swap cameras. Overall, what do I think about this deck? Well, to be honest, I think if you are somebody who's got an interest in tarot, my advice would be go and get a different deck. Okay, if you actually want to learn the cards properly, you could do a lot worse than even picking up a Rider-Waite-Smith. You can get those secondhand for £7-8 these days. You can get cheap tarot decks that have a lot more information than this. But I also don't mind the deck. Okay, it's actually, if you can get past the fact that sometimes some of the details, they've kind of picked up the wrong hint, or for me what would be the wrong hint, then I mean, like the Chariot normally talks of a journey, but where do you see a journey here, or any kind of physical travel? There's nothing there to represent that. So I get where they're going from the depictions, but it's almost like this has been made by somebody who knows the tarot deck, who is wanting to simplify it for newbies, which, don't get me wrong, I've got no problem with that. Simple decks can be incredibly intuitive, but it almost feels like they've picked up, especially with cards like this, they've picked up the wrong, or maybe one of the elements that I wouldn't choose, especially if this is going to be the only deck you get. Now, obviously, if you are watching this channel, you've probably got an interest in witchcraft and tarot anyway, so you probably own a deck. If you don't, and you want to just pick up a card deck to flick through, I guess for £3, this isn't bad, right? It's it's workable. If you use some YouTube videos and, you know, print off a description of all the cards, you could probably work the keywords out, and you could still use this deck for very basic beginners readings, right? Would I recommend you buy it? Do you know what? Again, if you're just wanting a bit of fun with some tarot cards for £3, you can't go wrong. But if you're wanting to learn the tarot as a proper divination tool, or if you're wanting to use them for a while, the fact that this card stock is just so ridiculously thin, they're not going to last you very long. Now, my mum always had a saying, buy cheap, buy twice. And this is going to be one of those decks. You buy cheap, you will end up buying multiples. But for £3, you could do worse. You can read from it. Experienced readers will just avoid this like the plague. But I mean, even to be fair, even if I just stuck this in my handbag, because it's such a small little deck, I could just leave it in my handbag. If I drop coffee on it, which I have this ridiculous habit at the moment of putting my coffee cup, my Costa coffee cup, in my handbag, it not being fully sealed and the coffee going everywhere. It's happened 3 times now. Luckily, I haven't been carrying a deck with me at the time. But if I had this in my bag, I wouldn't mind too much if it got a little bit coffee stained, you know what I mean? Although the actual box, the box is better than some tarot decks. I've got to say that. Low Scarabeo, I'm calling you out. This box is tougher than some of the Low Scarabeo deck boxes. So yeah. Anyway, that's my review. What would I give this deck out of 10? I would probably give it, for style, I'd maybe give it a 7. And that's only because I do like this sort of pared down style. It would get higher if it was a little bit more accurate with the majors. It would get, the minors are great. The minors are great. The majors, I wished it was a little bit more, other stylistic choices were made. In terms of value for money, it's £3. You can't go wrong. Like if you buy a deck even on eBay or anywhere else, you're going to be paying £3 in postage. So, you know, if you're in B&M, why not pick it up? But overall, I think as a workable deck, I would only give this overall maybe a 4 out of 10. Yes, you can actually use it, but after the first 6 or 7 times of shuffling this, it's going to get bent to buggery, and it's just not going to be usable really in the long term. And I think you could do a lot better with your money. But anyway, that's just my thought and opinion. What do you all think? Let me know down in the comment section. Don't forget, if you would like a reading from me, the details of how to get readings, what I'm doing with the tarot world, and everything else can be found here at beyondauthentic.co.uk. I do a live stream every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. and every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. here on the YouTubes. If you would like to come along, get yourself a free reading, come and join us for those. But that is it from me. Please do the YouTubey things. Comment down below, hit that subscribe button, and ding your bell, as I said, so that you're notified whenever I go live. And I will see you again on another video. And as I always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic. And I'll see you soon. Right, let's shuffle these again. Let's do another reading. See you soon. Yeah, very flimsy. Wow.